We get those every year. Yeah. They're great in the department. During the business, they advertise on the place. They put the words in their magnets. You want one? I got some extra. I can put it I'd like to call to order the June 19th, 2012 meeting of the Columbiana City Council. Please stand for the invitation.
Lord, we pray that you would help our council members to make decisions that will benefit our community and make it a better place to live. Give them courage and faith to carry on their duties. In your name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
May we have the roll call, please?
Ferguson. Bishop.
Here.
King.
Here.
Schleninger.
Here.
Callinger. Blakeman.
Here.
Spaffel.
Here.
Chamberlain.
Here.
Blaisdell.
Everyone should have a copy of the June 5th, 2012 meeting minutes. Any errors or omissions?
Yes, Mr. Mayor, it was brought to my attention that two of the ordinances on page 2 were misnumbered. 2696 needs to be amended to 2699, and 2697, the number needs to be amended to 2700.
This is when Rebecca was getting ready to print out the final ordinance, she found out she had mixed numbers. Because she'd gotten a couple of the ordinances from the bond council. Remember, we get those big long ones from bond council. And they were in, I guess they were in Word. She does things in Word perfect, and somehow or another, when she transferred over, she just got the numbers. She can get the sequence numbers right now. She needs to fix it.
So 2696 becomes 2699,
Correct,
and 2697 becomes 2700.
correct.
You need to make a motion.
We need a motion to that effect, yes.
I'll make a motion that we approve the changes as amended.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Bishop.
Yes.
King.
Yes.
Schleninger.
Yes.
Blakeman.
Yes.
Let's see. We have no communications. Everyone should have a copy of the Planning Commission meeting minutes of June 12, 2012. Any comments on these? Ready in the recognition of persons desiring to appear. On the agenda, we have Sarah Polton from Congressman Bill Johnson's office concerning constituent services.
Thank you. Mayor, members of council, I am just here to remind you today that Congressman Johnson's office does offer constituent services that mainly just pertains to those who have issues with federal agencies, whether it be the Social Security Administration, IRS, VA, DOD. I mean, you know, it's our government, so they're countless. But, you know, if anybody is having an individual problem with an agency, they can certainly contact our office, and Congressman Johnson is able to make inquiries on their behalf. I encourage you, all of you here, if any of your constituents that are having issues with the federal government, to certainly contact my office, Congressman Johnson's office. And if questions, I'll be around after the meeting. Thank you.
What's the number?
The number is 330-337-6951. And our office is located at 192 East State Street in Salem.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I had occasion to work with Sarah in the last few weeks on a case, and let me tell you, it isn't scary and they really do help you. Very cordial out there, I appreciate it.
Absolutely. We'll push that through. Block it. That greatly appreciate the things he has done for us.
Thank you. I will definitely pass that message along.
Yeah.
I think it's just nice that we have a local presence that congressman that cares enough to send somebody to a council meeting on Tuesday. I mean, they all take the time out of their personal life to be here.
Our jobs are really never over.
So what's the office hours?
Our general office hours are 9 through 5, Monday through Friday.
Anything else? Kurt? Anyone else desire to speak to council this evening? Yes, sir.
Put your mics on so we can hear you.
You can't hear me.
I can hear you, yes, real well.
We have our mic. Okay.
Yeah, I see some of them.
I haven't worn mine since we made this switch. No, I was complaining that you could hear me breathing.
You just can't breathe that heavy.
I'll leave it right there.
No one wants to speak to council this evening? Manager's report.
Okay, you have a copy of the police department report for May. You also received a copy of the public service department report for May. You also received a copy of the mayor's court report for May. And just a little discussion, I passed out some information on the engineering fees for Arcadis for the water plant. I believe I put in my letter that since there was such a delay in this project going forward, they were going to implement, they could automatically implement their increases, but the other thing we've run into is that it's been like 4.5 years since Mercis was designed. So the problem we're seeing is that some of the equipment that was spec may not be still available. And we have to resubmit some things through the state. The EPA has to be resubmitted and so forth. So they've asked for an increase in their original proposal, and I think I put a few things in the letter last couple of times. And just give you a breakdown on how that works. And the original proposal for the bidding and construction phase would have been $415,000, and they want to increase that by $51,000, so it's $466,818. And then the resident representative original was $375, and the increase would be $46,824. And then, as I just discussed a minute ago about resubmittals and taking a complete look at the existing plans, they're estimating around $50,000. So it's an increase of $148,642. So the total will be $938,642,000. This is also going through USDA for their approval. But the email I got today from USDA is telling me that we will probably need to approve this first, and then they will approve it. I'm just giving you a heads up what's going on.
I think it needs to be two-directional instead of just one side. I wasn't around when we did this contract in 2008, but why can't we tell them that if this was supposed to be done by 2011 and it's not, and that their escalator clauses were for 3 years, and we're telling them at this point, if they're going to reevaluate what their rates are going to be, that we're going to reevaluate,
Who's that?
rescore the
Exactly.
engineering firm.
Exactly. Why can't we do that?
Well, who are you gonna hire?
And we'll send it out to bid again.
We'll rescore them.
How can you do that?
We gotta find a way.
I mean, it's completely engineered.
It is
So you spent
a
$2 million
racket.
doing that.
It's a racket of just stealing taxpayer money. So,
It's a big engineering firm, that's their proposal. I don't know.
so here, my proposal is that they come in here and we negotiate, because you can't just say, yeah, 4 years later, this is what it's gonna be. You say, sure, that's what, if you wanna do business with us, that's what it's gonna be, but we don't wanna do business with you if that's the case. Don't just go along with that.
No, they can automatically do these 4%, you know that's in the original contract,
But we're not there.
except for the 50,000.
But we could just not move forward with it. I mean, it's been 4 years.
But you understand, it's not their fault the project hasn't
I
moved
don't care whose
forward.
fault it is. That it's stealing.
Well, what am I supposed to do?
Tell them no.
Because if we don't hire an engineering firm, then the project's dead.
Project wouldn't be bad. Project would be rebid.
But then you spend another $1 million.
They're telling me that, if you read this letter I just did, they're going to anyways. They're saying that they have to reevaluate their drawings. They're gonna reopen up everything and say they gotta redo all this work. Why not pay, for all we know, it could be the same company, but, I mean, I don't know. A lesson in negotiating is that you don't just say, okay. That would be crazy. I agree that we need to move forward. I think that, especially if we're using grant money to help pay for this, that we have to watch it and be good stewards of people's money. We can't just say 4 years later, because this company wants to raise their prices because they reevaluated, so we were reevaluating.
Anything we would do would cost us more money.
That's a big maybe.
No, it isn't. If we say we don't want to do business with them, and you start over with somebody redesigning it, getting it approved, going through.
But this was said in 2008. In 2008, the economy was flying. That was 4 years ago. They may be a little bit in a different, some companies might be more hungry for business.
Okay, instead of 950,000, might be 940, but you're gonna double your price, because they've already done this work, we have to pay them for it.
Have we paid them anything yet?
It's rolled over into the construction cost.
Yeah, we paid the $690,000 for the actual design. You have to realize there's two phases here. There's construction phase, and then the resident representative, which they'll have a person on the job site every day. That's why that feeds it.
Yeah, but they haven't, I guess that's the biggest one I have a problem with. They haven't even been here yet, and they want to increase it 4%. For the last 3, they didn't do anything.
Well, it's for the
4%.
future. It's for the future. This isn't now, it's for the future. When the project starts, that's when the resident representative comes on this project. The bidding and construction phase and these resubmittals, that would start now.
I get that the wording of this is really troubling to me. Due to the delay in the funding, what does that have to do with them increasing their fees?
I thought
We're living in a depressed economy.
Maybe they're not, I don't
Inflationary.
know.
Well, it sounds to me like they're saying
Well,
inflation runs rampant.
But when you read through this, remember, they automatically have the right to increase at that 4%, which is what the two top figures represent, not the bottom.
That was through the term of this contract. This contract expired.
I guess, what do you guys want me to do?
Tell them to come in here and talk to us.
Yeah, I mean,
That's no problem.
see if we can negotiate it down a little bit.
What?
I mean, it's not our fault the project is delayed, was it?
Yeah, I guess you could say it's the funding that caused it to be delayed, it wasn't.
Yeah, there was a delay in funding.
Right, it was the delay in the funding. It wasn't this, I'm sure if we could have gotten the funding, we would have said, here you go.
Absolutely. Well, we had the contract in place.
I thought the engineering had already been done.
It's designed.
We're changing.
They have-
terms now.
Well, this is the second phase, the second phase and the third phase, the bidding and construction and resident representative. The only thing they're asking extra that's not in the original contract because it's 50,000.
They had a 4%
They could-
annual
they could-
inflation
they
fee
could
built
do
into
that.
the contract,
Yes.
and we accepted that.
Yes, we did.
That wasn't very smart. Keith, you said that the USDA has to approve this also?
Yeah, they have to approve it.
Would they,
But
by any chance,
they'll normally approve it after we.
when they approve it, is it, since the engineering firm is asking for extra funding, is there any chance that the USDA would increase their grant to take into account the increased demand from the engineering?
I think that's all set, Ron. The grant and loans all set.
So
Okay.
that's higher clad?
So you're probably looking at this extra money here, you're looking at, the bids come in low.
Yeah.
I mean, that's where the extra money's coming from. It's coming out of the project cost.
So what you're saying is they would not increase the grant?
That's correct.
Why would they? I mean, it's just to give it, like the match to it.
What do we want to do?
Well, maybe we can have Mr. Johnson come in and explain the delay in funding to Arcadis.
Well, I don't think he was there. Can't blame him.
I don't think it's his problem.
No, it's not his problem, maybe he can,
I think our
he's not
needs to come in
involved.
here and understand that we're serious about not just giving them cash.
I mean, gosh, 4% a year. Mr.
Well, like
Graham,
Social Security, 3%.
I don't know about that.
Social Security would get anything.
Yes, we did. But last year we got 3%.
Last year, the first year, 3%. Preceding year, from 0 to 0.
I can foresee anything we do is gonna cost us more. I think at this point, you just have to warn if we want a water plant.
Oh, I agree with you, it will cost us more, but I don't see any reason why we can't have them in and try to negotiate this
You
down.
can have them come in and talk, but
And say, hey, cut us a little slack, we've used it before, cut it down to 2%. I mean, it can't hurt to negotiate.
That they wouldn't want the bad press.
Yeah, it can't hurt that, or it can't hurt us to have them in here
I could do that.
and try to
what
negotiate
I'm
it
saying
down.
is to change companies now.
I'm not suggesting that we do, I'm suggesting that it be a viable option if they will talk to us.
Things going to cost us more to get changed. Because we didn't agree with the same thing over here, or we paid for
I
it.
mean, what
We're
is
good
it?
people, they'll come and talk to us. It's no problem.
I meant negotiate.
All about negotiations.
I mean, it's not like we had the money sitting in the bank and just held on to it. We already paid them almost $700,000.
Keith, does USDA have a window for approval, for their approval for this? Would this delay influence that at all?
Well, they're probably not gonna approve it until we do.
You mean only having one council meeting next month too, could that create an issue?
Well, you delay it at least a month.
It's been 4 years, what's 1 month?
You read the EPA report, it was in your packet?
We were just handed it
Okay.
just now.
I will ask them to be at the meeting
First of July.
third Tuesday.
If there would happen to be a window called special meeting,
Well, we can have a meeting the first Tuesday, July 1.
I think we ought to on this.
You can't pass your emergencies tonight, so we have to do something.
We have to have another meeting anyhow because of the emergencies on this for the, being Salem's the largest city.
If you go with the first Tuesday of the month, that'll be the 3rd, which is right before the 4th of July.
Everybody gonna be around?
That's what I was wondering, is anyone going out of town or anywhere?
What's the date?
The 3rd.
The 3rd of July?
I'll be around. I'll be here.
I'll make sure I'm here.
Okay, so you need to call a special meeting.
Let's call a special meeting for July 3rd at 7 p.m. And you'll have a case here that evening? Okay.
When are you gonna cancel the third?
Well, this will be a special meeting.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, it'll be a regular meeting.
It's for one purpose only, so we have to still have a meeting,
What's the one thing?
To talk about this issue.
talk about this issue.
We're also gonna need to
That's
pass
not
out
you
these
talking about
ordinances.
passing ordinances.
Right, the emergency witnesses. So we'd have to put them
For
over.
both of those
Yeah,
purposes.
two purposes for that.
Right. It'll be a special meeting just for those items. And we'll still have our regular meeting the third Tuesday of the month. Okay. Keith, anything else?
No, you have a copy of the bill list, any questions or comments?
I have a question about the EPA report that we just received. Now, in here, in May 15, 2012, had they not been out there prior to this?
They come every year.
Okay, so they knew the condition of the plant.
Right. It's pretty common to what they've been saying the last few years.
Right. Now, the delay in funding, was it because of the EPA?
No, because we have got our funding through USDA.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they just didn't have that much available until now. You know, in 2008, we were told to go ahead by a representative of the USDA to go ahead and finish the plan, submit it and everything. And then they said, well, there's no funding right now. So then the stimulus thing came through. We applied for that. We didn't get any of that. Okay. But the people did come through USDA, which we've all received letters and so forth, and it did come through. I mean, they promised it would be this year, and they came through, so that's where we're at.
Well, does the EPA, I'm assuming they know we're trying to get a new plant built.
They absolutely know that.
And in 2008, the USDA said, go ahead and submit the plans, get the plans done. But yet it's 4 years later that they give us the funding.
Yeah. I can't control it.
I mean, have we contacted them and said, look at what happened because of the delay?
Well, they're aware of it because we've given this increase for them to approve.
But yet they don't like we're on today, we're doing anything with the grant.
Right.
Even though they told us in 2008 to get the plans done, and 4 years later, we still haven't received funding.
I can't.
It sounds like the engineering firms in the country have a good lobby.
Wow, that's what I'm getting, that just dumbfounds me.
I have one other comment. It has nothing to do with the Arcadis issue. It's in our packets under your letter, Keith, that there's a representative from Shell would like to meet with us
Yes.
on June 21st at 9 a.m. I would really like to be a part of that meeting, and I'm going to be out of town. Can we back it up even till the beginning of next week?
I'll see. I won't be in town next week, but I can contact them to see when they can be here.
Well, I have an additional concern. It looks to me like it's not a public meeting, and I think it should be a public meeting. I don't know.
Well, I asked you to come to a
If
council
somebody
meeting.
says informal,
You know,
and we say yes.
my comment was, can you come to a council meeting? And they said, no, they couldn't do that.
Well, then,
Yeah.
They can't come to a council.
They don't want to be on the record.
Yeah, exactly.
That's-
Yeah, are they afraid of something?
No, I don't know. I'm just.
I'm not, I understand.
I can't answer
Yeah.
that.
But they don't want to come to a council meeting?
All I'm asking, I'd like, I don't want to just do.
Does anybody else plan on attending?
I can't.
What day of the week is it on?
Pardon me?
What day of the week?
It would be this Thursday.
Well, originally it was this Thursday, so
I could even do Friday late afternoon.
and I don't know where they're coming from or anything else, so I'll just have to call her and say we can't do it this Thursday, and what's another date? But then I'll let you know.
Okay.
Yeah, just for further information for me, is it even legal to have these kinds of meetings without them being public?
I think they are. I mean, at the county level, I know that they're negotiating with leasing companies.
I'm asking,
Yeah, well, if the council, if you have 4 members of council there, you've got a public meeting. I don't care where you're,
So 4 of us
what you're
show-
doing.
four of
If
us
you've got 4
show up.
members of council, you've got a public meeting.
If 4 of you show up, one you're
Well,
I would try to stress to her that we like her at a council meeting.
Okay, I will try.
good.
So
Anything else for the city manager? And moving to business. Due to the length of the resolutions, may I have a motion to read them by title only?
So moved.
Second.
Yeah.
King?
Yes.
Schlenker?
Yes.
Latham?
Yes.
Bishop?
Yes.
Resolution number 12-R-432, second reading. A resolution declaring it necessary to renew an existing tax levy in excess of 10 mil limitation pursuant to Ohio Revised Code 5705.19.
So moved.
Who would second?
Written correctly.
As soon as I get a second, we can call.
Second.
Okay. Dan, there was a question before the meeting, the wording on this. Is this, they were concerned that it looks like we're, as a council, we're approving a tax levy.
Approving the renewal of the existing
Levy, yes.
Talking about this language on the agenda or the language in the resolution?
on the agenda.
Does it say the same thing?
Yes. That's the language of the statute.
Okay.
Well, here's my problem with that. I'm the guy that brought this up. When we did the first reading on this, it showed up in the Morning Journal, rightfully so, as though we had already approved the extension of the tax levy. And that's really not what we're doing. We're saying we're approving being over the 10 mil requirement maximum of the state, is my understanding.
And you're just authorizing it to be put on the ballot. And this is, you're not approving the increase, you're just.
As long as we make that clear.
Well, that's clear in the legislation.
You know, but sometimes we have to learn how to grade these things so that they're comprehensible. And I don't think this one is.
Well, sometimes in reading by title only, you only get a portion of it. If you look down through, it says resolved that the question of renewing said tax levy be submitted to the electors of said city of Columbiana.
I understand, but
Yeah, I understand your
everybody in
concern.
the press gets this. Okay?
Yes.
And this doesn't say what it's really doing. And I don't know why we can't ever change these things. But it seems like we're stuck in a rut. We keep doing this over and over and over. I brought this up last year. Anyway, you understand, okay?
Any other comments? Dan?
Schlenker?
Yes.
Latham?
Yes.
Bishop?
Yes.
King?
Yes.
Okay. New business. I guess we're going to read these as first reading. Resolution number 12-R-433. A resolution to exclude the approval of the city of Salem, which approval would otherwise be required for an alternative method of appropriation of local government fund and local government revenue assistance fund monies to be distributed in 2013.
So moved.
Second.
Point of order. Don't you have to ask for an emergency?
He read it as the first
We're
reading.
reading it as a first reading.
We can pass it as an emergency.
Oh,
So we read it as a first reading.
because there's only 4 people.
Any other comments? Dan?
Bishop,
Yes.
King,
Yes.
Schoniger.
Yes.
Resolution number 12-R-434, a resolution approving a new alternative method of appropriation, apportionment of local government fund monies to be distributed in 2013.
So moved.
Second.
Any comments? Dan?
Bishop,
Yes.
King,
Yes.
Schoniger,
Yes.
Latham.
Yes.
Next item on the agenda, we have an executive session for the discussion of pending litigation. And motion to go to an executive session.
So moved.
King,
Yes.
Schoniger. Latham.
Yes.
Bishop,
Yes.
Will we do anything after the, is there a possibility? Possibly. Okay. There could be some possibilities in session.
Sarah, you got a chance to meet the little guy? Now he's here.
Oh, yeah.
It looks kind of cool in the picture.
More than a floating. Like a ceramic ring around it. Yeah, it looked pretty cool. Okay, I'll look at it next week. If it's not on there, I'll ask them what
The issues in terms of license
Never get a water.
wait and see the,
Tonight?
when
Oh, no, I have
they're
additional
teaching.
files and stuff that-
I see why you're waiting around.
To get the
You go for it.
Oh, yes, yes.
You get somebody in Congress,
I don't think they usually stay.
get mushy. Well, that's.
Doing each other.
Yeah, that's on the foot. That's something that's done by the police.
We can make copies of this.
Absolutely. So if I don't see you.
The other thing is we do the offices.
That's what we got.
Arguing with Blake Mayer.
All vehicles, any vehicle parked on the property. that's their current license. It can be cited.
And there you go.
He's not dead, he's got a pulse.
So they would have to know.
The congressman was a
Well, if they don't spot it, they obviously not
Right.
gonna
He's a good speaker.
necessarily know that it's there. If you know one that's there, and I think you're talking about
Okay.
the old one on the side there. Yeah, that was bad.
The congressman, just so you know that gentleman's been teaching for a long time, you know.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know where that one's at. I got to go down and I guess. That was a long time ago.
Yeah.
Go wait it out.
Try.
I need it now.
Me too. Right now, they were supposed to have them teach me what they were.
I'm on vacation this week and I still get up at 6:30 in the morning.
Your body clock tells me, well, I got dogs,
I
do
mean,
the same thing. I get a chance to, anything to do today, and 6 o'clock, they're in my face licking. It's like time to get up top. They knew that doggone
Fast and Furious is what you're talking
paper.
about. Yeah. You do
Truck
exactly
goes
that.
down the
You would know.
We know, everybody
Something
knows
that
he doesn't.
large,
to get up.
something that huge doesn't happen without the bosses.
Yeah, but what it is, you know,
Did you get the numbers put together for the park work shirt yet?
Yeah, I get,
Yeah, as far as I know, we had one kid quit and we replaced him. That's what I was waiting to get signed, but I think I can just,
Okay.
I can wing
I can,
that.
give you the information we've got. That would go through our campaign, which is not our official office. We don't want the taxpayers paying for that sort of thing. But I can get you, I will get you in contact with the person.
well, you get something to get this with me.
Sure, I will absolutely. What's your name?
Jerry Angel.
Angel as a sound.
Angel.
Jerry with the J or a G.
Jerry.
Your address?
33 up, Lakes, 4704 State Route 14.
Riverdale.
33878 4848. It's very safe. There's a lot of people saying that the public is accepted.
I really think that's not true.
So,
It's concerns and comments like this that keep Bill on his team. So, and I make sure I pass along every.
I know they're going the last time. But I don't know if going this time. You know, the years that too much to go on. I know you didn't send it. We talked about it.
They're passing things in the house, but the bill is passing
Yeah,
the house, but the Senate is not the law. And we know it was passed down, it's John's bills. And the bills to.
Yeah, at the moment here, when it comes, that's why people invest their money in increase their bill. Thanks for going up.
Here, I'm gonna give you my card, you don't feel free to call our office.
You just
Just
want
say-
one? Or is this your total?
That's the total there,
Oh,
4
okay.
medium, 6 large, 2 for each of them.
Okay.
Like that day glove.
So it's the yellow,
Columbiana
this is the Columbia Public Works.
Public Works. You put park below that or something. We used to have, I think I told you one time, I made them when I first started at Columbiana Cemetery with a little tombstone and their name on it.
Oh. I have the Columbia Public Works stuff because I do all the screen printing for all the guys' shirts and stuff.
Yeah, just put Public Works on it, and you don't have to change anything. I gotta get back and get that final for your fire too.
Oh.
Just too many. One of there's not enough hours sometimes.
Yep.
This is exciting on Main Street though. I mean, this is,
Yeah, it is.
they're doing, it's worth all the
Are they gonna
harassment.
have all the paving and everything done before the street's ready?
By the way they're going.
Yeah, they're
They
going
have
real
everything
fast.
done. They're doing real well. And this side will be easier because all they have is the electric conduit to put in.
Oh, okay.
So we don't have to
Oh,
put
they-
storm drain in. The storm drain's up as far as it goes. They finished it today on the west side, or the
Oh,
east
really?
side. They have one catch basin to put in.
Well, I see they, down at the railroad tracks, they have the string in for
For the
pouring concrete, so.
Mhm. And they plan on it coming in the end of the week. Well, we have the old house right there on the corner that we have to replace the lead line in, and then we have a couple more up here. Get those done and get the heck out of their hair, and that way they can go ahead with that. After they get the curb set, that elevation is set, then they can put the foundations in for the lights, and
Yeah.
you'll move right along. Get the curb done, they could backfill everything up and pave, put a base coat in anyway.
Yeah.
And then get everybody out of mud, and everything working well. Yeah, it's gonna move. I went up to Mill Creek, this contractor was working up there, and where they had the Rib Fest,
Mhm.
and he was putting an exercise thing, it was probably maybe 80 yards in diameter, have all these different exercise things for small kids, large people, handicaps, and all this. Kept it pretty clean for right up against the buildings where they started out so far. He did well, he was doing well with it. So it's made me feel a lot better about him coming down Main Street, because they're contractors and then they're a contractor.
Yeah. Although I sure thought that they would have had a tractor or something with a broom on the front of it to sweep the street off after they get all done with that crap.
That's just that's for sure. Well, they learned they wet cut the the cement in front of these shops up here with the old Miller furniture in the square. Blew that all over and dried while they were up there with scrub brushes the next day, scrubbing everything down. And it was raining too, which helped them. But it will dry cut everything, let the dust fly. Because they can't go scrubbing every brick in every building.
Yeah.
Yeah, the alternative to that is it rains every day and then it would be a
Yeah.
mess.
Yeah. Yeah, and so far the weather's been very good.
Mhm.
Have they put the electric conduit and stuff in already on?
Mhm. On the east side, about up to the AAA lot. They
Really?
got all conduited.
I didn't even
So
see, I
that's
didn't
when
even see them putting any in.
They brought their shovel up through and dug everything up about 2 feet. Graft was in, put it in, and they backfilled it just about the same day. So there were only windows of it open every so often. And that's why Pittsburgh Street entrance is so narrow, because they have to bring a curbing machine in. Well, all that stuff has to be cleaned out in front of it so they
Yeah.
can drive that right down the side.
Yeah.
They're out already.
That's good.
Mhm.
That's nice.
It's baton.
Well,
Kim through me.
did, like that commercial? That spider picks up the guys with that level line. It's your jigsaw spider?
I bet that thing was about 2 inches long.
Was it really? It's better behind you than me then.
Motion to come out of executive session.
Second.
Schlenker?
Yes.
Baker?
Yes.
Bishop?
Yes.
King?
Yes.
Someone's making a motion?
Shall I state the motion?
Yes.
I think
Go right ahead.
if one of you would be willing to make the following motion, I would appreciate it. The motion will be to hire attorney Mark Beatrice of Youngstown, Ohio, to act as authorized legal representative in the bankruptcy court for the county treasurer in actions brought for the enforcement of the lien of delinquent special assessments, specifically water and/or sewer.
So moved.
Second.
Any comments? Dan?
Blakely,
Yes.
Bishop,
Yes.
King,
Yes.
Schlenker.
Yes.
Council comments, where we at on the video, audio?
We have the software that we need to get it on our website, also get it to the school. We have Sean needs to come in, he's the guy that runs our website. He works at Youngstown, computer place. He needs to come in and install it and back, and then we're ready.
It's not that we didn't have the right hardware, but the file compressions, they just want to compress it to make it smaller for uploading it, and they got a program, it was cheap, like $30
Yeah, like $30
to make it work.
They were really close on.
It should be in the next week or so, we should be able, and all the ones we've already had, we can reduce down.
You could reuse those now.
But the last issue going forward will be getting audio from your receiver over here or over there so that it's actually clear.
Is that the synchronization problem that we talked about?
Yeah.
That seemed to be a large technical issue, I think. Matching the voice to the.
Well, but it wouldn't, if we just run a wire over, there wouldn't be anything. There's a line in on it, correct? Yeah, if we got drops and stuff, I would want to do it. If we just get a cable back to there, an audio cable, and then get audio, and just run it from the receiver out into the back of the camera, and then whatever the mic picks up will be synced.
So it's a hardware problem, not a.
It's a wire.
It's a cable.
Probably $50 or less.
I thought we were gonna have to call Bill Gates or something.
Okay.
I want people to hear you talking and see my mouth moving. Or a
Any other council comments?
Yeah. Sarah, do you want to tell me what these papers are, Sarah? You gave me?
Yeah, I gave them a few privacy forms, which is just the authorization form needed for Congressman Johnson to intervene on a constituent's behalf. I mean, that way, you know, I actually worked with him on a case for a constituent, and if you have them handy, it's always easier just to hand them out and then get them directly in contact with us. So it kind of just cuts out a step, and feel free to make any copies. I also left them with some of my business cards, in case anybody would need to reach me, or, and you feel free to, you can pass it out to anyone else.
I'm going to leave these with you, Keith. Put them somewhere, and we can make copies of them. So, appreciate it, Sarah.
Thank you.
Anything else? Let's do it again.
And then these things.
Do that in Texas.
Oh, sorry, I didn't know you were talking.